Life Audio.
Welcome to the Crosswalk Devotional. We're glad to have you listening. Today's topic is about maternal mental health. We'll return with the devotional after a brief message from one of our sponsors.
Hey, Harker Heights, there's a new 7-Eleven in town, now open at 307 East FM 2410 Road. Find all your favorites like Big Bite hot dogs, pizza, taquitos, Big Gulps, and Slurpees. Everything you need to get back on the go. Check out what's new with coffee from 7-Eleven, and be sure to grab one of our delicious fresh bakery items like a cookie or muffin. Visit the new 7-Eleven now open at 307 East FM 2410 Road, and download the 7 Rewards app to score free food and drinks.
Hey there, it's Nicole Eunice from the How to Study the Bible podcast, and I'd love to invite you to join us as we weekly discover a passage of God's Word together. From beginning to end, from principles to practicals, we are here to make sure that God's Word is powerful and relevant to your life. If that sounds like something you're looking for, I would love to invite you to subscribe. You can go to lifeaudio.com and search How to Study the Bible, and we'll see you there.
Looking for the Lord's Nearness in Postpartum. Written and read by Emily Rose Massey. The Lord is near to all who call on Him, to all who call on Him in truth. Psalm 145, verse 18. May is Maternal Mental Health Awareness Month. And as I reflect on my postpartum experience after my first son was born when I was a new mom, I am burdened to pray for other mothers who may be struggling like I did during that time in my life. There were no concerns at my 6-week postpartum checkup regarding signs of postpartum depression or anxiety, so I thought I was free and clear from the dreaded PPD. But as the weeks went on, I began to experience behavior and emotions that did not seem normal. I was arguing with my husband constantly over the most insignificant things, and I felt like I had no support, even though that couldn't have been further from the truth, because my husband is the most supportive and selfless man I know. I would belittle him and snap at him at the drop of a hat. I was suffering continuously with anxiety attacks to the point of hyperventilation because I didn't like who I was becoming. My attitude went beyond the effects of the normal sleep deprivation you experience with a newborn. I felt out of control and miserable. When my son finally fell asleep, I was unable to doze off and would just stare at the ceiling until 4 a.m. I really noticed that there was a problem when I felt rage welling up inside me when my newborn would not stop crying and I couldn't console him whatsoever. Although I felt like a failure, somehow I knew that it wasn't my fault. I began to research hormonal imbalances after pregnancy and PPD symptoms. I discovered that there are more issues associated with commonly known PPD, such as PPA, postpartum anxiety. The more information I read about the symptoms of PPD and PPA, the more I was aware of my behavior and the more I could control it instead of it controlling me. As a Christian woman, I knew to also fight with prayer and focus on renewing my mind by listening to His Word day by day. There are many scriptures you can find to encourage your weary soul when you are suffering, especially in the Psalms. Let Psalm 145, verse 18 bring courage and hope to you that the Lord hears your cries. You are not alone. The Lord is near to all who call on Him, to all who call on Him in truth. Intersecting faith and life. As a mom of little ones who may be struggling mentally, you most likely will not be able to sit down and do in-depth Bible studies or devotions like you used to, and that's okay. You can listen to an audio Bible from your phone or play chapters of the Bible on YouTube. Your mind must be renewed with the truth so that you can combat the lies that the enemy tries to throw at you. In addition to prayer, I reached out to PPD, PPA support groups and other Christian women who have walked through it. I also began watching my diet because the food you consume also affects your endocrine system, the system that produces and releases hormones in your body in major ways. Everyone's body and situation are different. Some women need to be put on medication and/or need to see a counselor. Seek medical attention if you feel as if your symptoms are severe. You want to harm yourself or your baby. You are loved. You are not a failure. Do not suffer in silence. Tell someone what you are going through. Don't hesitate to ask for prayer or a listening ear. The enemy longs for you to isolate or stay in a state of denial and allow your symptoms to worsen and drag you down into the pit of depression. You must remember that you are not alone. The Lord is near. Cry out to him. Further reading, Psalm 73, verses 23 through 28, James 4, verses 8 through 10.
The Crosswalk Devotional is a production of Life Audio and Salem Media. If you liked what you heard today, please take a second to rate and review this podcast in your favorite podcast app so that more listeners like you can find the show. For more faith-filled, inspirational podcasts, visit us at lifeaudio.com.
Hey, Harker Heights, there's a new 7-Eleven in town, now open at 307 East FM 2410 Road. Find all your favorites like Big Bite hot dogs, pizza, taquitos, Big Gulps, and Slurpees. Everything you need to get back on the go. Check out what's new with coffee from 7-Eleven, and be sure to grab one of our delicious fresh bakery items like a cookie or muffin. Visit the new 7-Eleven now open at 307 East FM 2410 Road, and download the 7 Rewards app to score free food and drinks.